Welcome everybody. Today's video finds us over here kind of west and a little bit north of Nakhon Ratchasima, which the locals call Korat. Anyway, we're going to take a look at a stone quarry. This is what they used to quarry the sandstone for all of the temples that you see around in this area, all the way down into Siem Reap in Cambodia. They would quarry places like this. Anyway, we're at Som Kob Ngam, or however you say it, Sandstone Quarry. So anyway, we're gonna walk through here. There's apparently like 8 zones, and it goes down through a trail out through the trees and stuff like that. So let's look around and let's see what we see. And as you can see from this, we are officially in the middle of nowhere out here. So you can see sugarcane up on the hill, and this is the cassava. And it looks like they had something planted over there that they've harvested. You can see bananas, and you go down through just through rural Thailand out here. So this is the little trail. So let's go out in here and let's see how far it goes back. I have no idea. It's kind of cloudy, which is nice today. It's not as hot as normal. So it's always good to get out here when it's not just roughly the surface temperature of the sun. So this site here, they used it from 1300 years ago up to about 800 years ago. And they quarried all the sandstone for the stone sanctuaries that you see, all the Buasima stones, the boundary stones, and everything like that. These used to be ancient rivers, and like the Korat Plateau, I guess, shifted. So this here says something. This is some of the sandstone, and I'm not sure if they cut parts of this here. It doesn't say. There's nothing in English. But this part of the land shifted and kind of raised up, and so the ancient riverbeds were exposed, and then it was this sandstone here. So yeah, this is where they quarried it. You can see here where they've cut down in. So they have it roped off, and they say to do not enter. And you can see some of the blocks that they've taken out. Yeah, I've been to another one over in Situ, and it was fantastic. You could see the cracks in the sandstone that they would use naturally to break it. Yeah, so they would use the natural cracks. They would chisel down and they'd break it. Now what this is right here is this is an ancient pothole, they call it. And you can see where they've chiseled it right there. This is the old riverbed, and the water would swirl around and it would make these little potholes. And that makes it to where it was a little easier for them to get the sandstone out. You can see this is definitely a place where nobody comes. It's just me out here. It's not even really labeled very well, if there was any signs. There is a few signs over here by the important stuff, but there's no like arrows, so you can wander off into a field if you're not careful. All right, so we got another big chunk of the sandstone here. Yeah, so this is the pit right here. They say this is one of the better ones. They have 19 different places where they've seen where they've cut the blocks. You can see them over there. And I guess that there's the cracks that you can see right here. So there's the natural cracks, and they would chisel, and then they would pry them and use the crack that's already in it to break it out to save themselves some labor. And it was kind of in the north-south directions is what they say. All right, so this is pit number 2. Let's go out that way to see the next. And so you can see all the natural forming cracks. So they would have to be picky and choosy about it, because these pieces of sandstone, some of them were really large and they bared a lot of weight. There is one temple that I went to in Angkor Wat, or in Angkor Thom, that they used lower quality sandstone, and it fell down, and that temple is in really bad shape now. So if they used the inferior quality, then the temple, all that work kind of went to waste. Yeah, what a great area, just out here. Just me out here with my camera. There is not a soul around. Yeah, so here's pit number 3. You can see where they've like broken pieces and stuff that are out here. So this is the smallest pit. This is only 8 meters by 8 meters right here. And you can see where they've taken pieces of it out. Now this forest here is kind of interesting. Looks like it's a deciduous forest. So it's talking on the sign right there about how it burns off and it keeps like the ground free of vegetation and stuff like that. So this is pit 4 right here. And you can see that sandstone's quite a bit different here. And what they talk about this one is there's some fossils. And you can see, like right here in this little seam, you can see little tiny fossils in it. I don't know how that's going to turn out on the camera, but you can see like right here. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And you can see the layers of the sandstone. And it doesn't look like they really quarried this part. I don't see any tool marks in here. So it looks like there's actually a new temple being built out here. Hey! I almost got bit by that dog. She was barking at me. The other puppy, he's friendly. Yeah, he's friendly. Yeah, you gotta be wary of places like this because these dogs, some of them are territorial. Yeah, she came over and nipped at me. It looks like she's got some puppies somewhere. So this part of it over here, this they call the Tiger Cave. And it's a source of water. You can see they got the sandstone here. And this used to be like a natural water source. It said on the sign that the villagers used to have cows here. And the cows started disappearing and they couldn't figure out why. And then they discovered that there was a tiger here eating their cows. I guess they didn't notice the half-eaten carcasses or whatever. But that's what they've done here. They've made a little temple shrine over here by this water source. And so they've wrapped the cloth around that tree. You can see here, this would have been a little pond. It looks like it's mostly dry now. All right, let's go back in here to 6, 7, and 8 if we can find them in these trees. Yeah, he's gonna follow me out here, it looks like. Check out this tree here. So got a little bit of a walkway. Yeah, this is pretty cool. It's different than what I expected for sure. Okay, so over here, I looked around, I didn't see where it is, but there's supposed to be a fossil of a 113 million year old bottlenose freshwater turtle that's extinct, and it was discovered in this region. It was a new species, and they named it after Nakhon Ratchasima. But I looked all around, I didn't see it anywhere. The picture shows right here, but I don't see any fossils. I see this stuff right here. I don't know what I'm looking for really, but that's what's supposed to be here. Okay. From the picture, it shows the fossils being right here and right here. And it looks like they're about 30 to 40 centimeters long or so. But it's mostly all covered up. Yeah, I really don't know what I'm looking for there. It would take an expert to point it out to me, I guess. So let's go down over here to 7 and 8. So 7 and 8 are here together. So this is what they call the giant footprint. So they say that the potholes kind of formed and it made it into like a human footprint. And that's what that looks like right there. And you can see where these are like the naturally forming potholes and stuff. And they've chiseled some of these out right here. So you can see all this here was quarried and hauled off. And then, so this here is about 3 meters by 9 meters. And they chiseled this sandstone out here and they used it for local projects for Mung Sima, Prasat, Kek. And you can see around. And they used it for that reclining Buddha that's made out of sandstone over here also. So they would have quarried these, then they would have drug them with an elephant, then they would have floated them down a raft to the temple or wherever they were going to use it at. And the sandstone here is quite large. Over here is like a body of water, and they got some banana trees and stuff growing over there. And then they got some fragments that they've drug over here. Yeah, so that's the old riverbed up there. Now this is their water storage. And they built a little fence out here. And more sandstone over this way. Yeah, there's a lot of sandstone out here. There's not much soil, so this wouldn't have been usable farmland. This kind of reminds me back home. We got a lot of sandstone, but it was from an ancient sea, and then a lot of the sand had blown in and formed a sandstone that way. Here, this is an old riverbed that's been pushed up. So let's make our way back over towards the entrance. Go this way so I don't get bit by that dog. You can see the sandstone blocks and stuff out here also. All right, guys, so that's going to finish up our video over here at this sandstone quarry. This was fun enough to see. I had never been here before. I wanted to check it out. So it was worth, you know, an hour or so of the trip over here, and then 20 minutes or so to walk around through this quarry and see what it looked like. I like stuff like this. It kind of fascinates me, the amount of work that the old people put into building all of these temples and everything else. Just unbelievable. So they would have came here, they would have quarried it, chiseled it with primitive tools, and then they would have drug them around with some elephants, then they would have floated them to the temple, then they would have put it in place, and they would have done all the detail work that you see where all the carvings and stuff like that. So just an amazing amount of effort. This temple, or this quarry, doesn't look like it was super important. The sandstone, just from me looking at it, doesn't look like it would have been really high quality. So they would have sourced, like for Pimai and all those others, from another place. And I guess the Situ was like the most important quarry for those. It had the best quality. So anyway, if you enjoyed the video, smash the like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, stick around. If you've been here, or if you think of anything else that I should go look at, let me know in a comment down below. I'm always looking for new ideas, and if you want to see something, let me know. And until next time, from over here west of Kolat, remember, life is a journey. Until next time, enjoy.